to do because uh, he's been told to. But it's very kind of deceptive. It's not really what it is, what we're seeing. Like, I think to really make it what it is, that is more aligned with a true punishment, is to like give it back, right? To what do you call it, the monarchy, like they are the ones that own it again, like
Yeah,
it's
the king is the monarchy is the fount of all. The monarch is the fount of all royal titles. He can issue a letters patent, but
mm-hmm.
now it finally comes out why the king has not removed. I'm sorry, guys. I have the worst allergies, Pat. It's killing me.
Mm,
The king has refused to remove the titles because if he
mm-hmm.
does, it affects Eugenie and Beatrice. Unless he does it just for Andrew. You know what I mean? Because
Mm,
the Queen, for example, she made an exception in 2012 when she issued a letters patent
mm-hmm.
saying that not just the first child of the Prince of Wales was going to be, was going to enjoy the highness, be a prince, but all the children of the Prince of Wales. And we know that
Mm-hmm.
the letters patent clearly stated that it stopped with the first child of the
Mm-hmm.
Prince of Wales. But the Queen made an exception. No interference from Parliament needed.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't know if you want to know this, but for example, when King Edward VIII abdicated, the one who married Windsor,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, who married this, what's it called? This
Wallace Simpson.
Wallace Simpson. Winston Churchill and the entire Parliament asked um, the King, George VI, to please turn him into a civilian because they were deeply against him keeping any royal titles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they said this is the Parliament saying there's that letter that I've done a few videos and I've shown the letter that was written from Parliament to the King asking him to please reconsider and not give the former king any royal titles, because if he had abdicated, they felt in their heads that he wasn't entitled to have any royal titles. If you don't want to be part of, that's it. And the
Mm-hmm.
king said no. I will grant him the royal. He was a duke.
Mm.
So
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll send you the letter. It's very interesting how they write back then. It's so beautiful how they wrote
Yeah.
back then. So I
Very
was watching him
different.
like, and it is,
Mm-hmm.
like His Majesty. And I mean, I had to reread like 7 times to get to it because I didn't understand this English was so proper, so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the
Yeah.
monarch can remove, and for example, King Charles could have said, the Duke or Andrew will be known from now on as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, and all of the titles revert back to the crown.
Right. But he didn't do that.
No. And I have a problem with that. Let me know what you think about this, Pat.
Mm.
In 1996, Queen Elizabeth decreed by letters patent, this is an official royal decree,
Mm-hmm.
that ex-wives of could not use the HRH style. Yet Fergie kept using it for Weight Watchers. Budgie, the books that she did and all the merchandise, even toilet paper, had HRH, Duchess of York. In spite of the
Wow.
fact there was a royal decree saying you can't use HRH.
So why did she think she could get away with doing that?
Did anybody stop her?
Yeah, exactly. Like, show some kahunas, right? Show some backbone. Why have all these rules and procedures and policies if when people challenge them or do things that they're not supposed to do, there's no consequences? I don't think it's right. And it just makes it very like it's just laughable. It's not taken seriously. It's because you don't really make any consequences for people going against what is clearly written as the rule, the law.
And so, Pat, there's also, because in the United Kingdom has certain things. In the United Kingdom, there's also an act, a bill, that you cannot use royal titles or any titles or styles or anything like that, because that is considered illegal. So you can actually be fined and sent sent to prison for that, because you can
Mm.
only, those are titles that belong to the crown. So, for
Yeah.
example, if you're a store and you falsely claim and you put a royal warrant when you don't have it, that is fraud. You
Mm-hmm.
need their permission to do that. So the queen has already decreed that none of the ex-wives could use the HRH, yet Fergie did all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Are you hearing music?
Yeah,
I like it.
me too. I thought it make it sexy. And
Yeah.
also, my problem with this is this, and I really would like to hear your input, because you're all about teachable moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is, I think, a very teachable moment in the history of the monarchy right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's my opinion.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
know that Harry and Meghan were told not to use the HRH, but we know
Yes.
they're wiping their butts with that.
Yeah.
This is from the Queen. That's another royal decree, that Harry and Meghan were not to use their royal titles. Andrew
Mm-hmm.
is saying now, Fergie, there is a letters patent that forbids her from using their HRH. She used it anyway. Now we have Andrew saying that for the time being, he's not going to use his royal titles. I want to make people to understand that he has not given anything up. He has not relinquished any titles.
That's right.
The title holder, as of today, and I'm going to show it to you guys, he's still Counselor of State.
Yep.
Okay, he is still in the royal website, and they've had time to update it. So he's still Counselor of State. The current Counselors of State these are the current Counselors of State: the Queen, the Prince of Wales, the Princess Royal, the Duke of Edinburgh, the Duke of Sussex, the Duke of York, and Princess Beatrice.
Yep. It's right
It
there.
says, and this is incredibly important in practice, but not by law.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For example, let me give you another example. Charles put out a statement saying that when he married Camilla, she would be known as Princess Consort.
Mm-hmm.
He said that in 2005, and in 2022, when they knew that the beautiful late queen was very ill, he was asked again.
Yep.
And then he said it was his intention to do that. So it changed.
It wasn't really his intention to make her consort. It really was to say that, to perpetrate, and then know that he was going to just change it. Right?
Yeah. So now that we know that Fergie and Harry and Meghan have disregarded a royal mandate from Her Majesty the Queen, and now, do you think that Andrew is going to care?
I don't think so. No. Like you can say it, right, but he's still going to behind the scenes get support, don't you think?
Behind the scenes, in front
Yeah.
of the scenes, and what
I
makes
mean, like
it?
be some, but like think, like with his housing and with the privileges that he has that we don't really know about. He's being supported. He's being taken care of. Things that you don't see, he'll still, like, none of that's going to be changed, right?
No.
So that's what I mean. So I don't think there's full transparency with the monarch.
Well, and if you look at this, Pat, for example, he's still in the royal website, the royal family. He's still there. Here, he's still there, the Duke of York.
Mm-hmm. So that's so to me, when you still see him on the website, that still speaks to nothing really has changed. He's still getting the support behind the scenes with everything. They're just doing that to appease people that he has had. There have been consequences. It makes it look like there are consequences. But are there really consequences? Are there really changes that have happened because of his behavior and what he did? Is there really a teachable moment here for this man?
Well,
And
he's
I
a liar.
say, huh?
He's a liar. How he went on, we got to give it to him. He's better actor than Meghan Markle. He went on the. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's not a lot of contradictions, that's for sure. I mean, but he doesn't open his mouth up nearly as much as she does. So,
Yeah, but
yeah.
nobody, I want people to understand that he sat on that TV thing. And even though I knew he was lying, but anybody who saw that interview, that car crash interview, and he was asked, "Did you keep in contact with him?" He looked straight at the
He
camera.
said
It's like,
no.
no. Pinocchio has
Wow.
nothing on this man, does it?
No, but you know what? It is going to affect Fergie, right? Isn't it going to affect her?
Well, how?
She won't
How?
be able to call herself Duchess of York. She's been
Well,
doing
she
that with her.
wasn't supposed to be calling herself HRH, but
Well, yeah, but at least now.
she can call herself Princess.
But that's the thing, and
Princess. She can call herself Princess, and
Princess
Princess Andrew.
as Andrew. But this is the thing, and I tried to explain. Who was I explaining this to somebody? And she made a good point. She said, if you revert to calling someone then princess when they lose their duchess title, isn't princess higher than duchess?
No, Duke, in reality, Duke, but I mean, who doesn't want to be a prince? Trust me, people prefer prince or princess. This is why Meghan Markle clawed her way to get prince and princess for Archie. She didn't care about the Duke title. She only uses Duchess of Sussex. Did you see that ghastly bag that she put DS?
Oh
And
yeah,
oh,
I
that is
saw
horrible.
that.
But let's finish with
Yeah.
this topic, and we're quickly gonna jump into that video from the doctor because we have to talk about
Oh
that.
yeah, we do for
We do,
sure.
guys. So, what is the teachable moment do you see in this man's or the monarchy? Forget Andrew. This man is a liar, and he doesn't take responsibility because in his statement he didn't say, "I apologize for lying." He didn't apologize, did
He
he?
did not apologize. There was no reckoning of wrongful doing. I did see a statement though. Wait a minute. I did see a statement where he renounced the use of the title. Wasn't that from Andrew?
He didn't renounce the use of
But
titles.
now
He said he
there
would
was,
stop using.
well, yeah, renounced the use, not the title,
No,
but the use
so
of
he'll
it.
stop. No, he didn't renounce the use. He stopped using. That's
He
the difference.
just okay, so he just said, okay, I'm gonna just stop using it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what that's what his statement said.
See, you're not really teaching anything with this. You're not really giving consequences. You're making it look like it's implied that there's a consequence, but there really isn't. Because it's like use of wording to imply that there is a punishment, but it's not.
Hmm.
Like it's almost like you own a house and you're going to just stop telling people it's your house, but it's still your house. So, like, what's the consequence?
It's even worse than that. It's not like you're going to tell people you don't own the house. It's just that you're not going to use it. It's like I own the house, but I'm not going to use it. But nobody else can use it.
But nobody else can use it, right? But like, you need to revoke it. You need to take it away. It needs to not exist. It needs to not even be attached to you anymore. Like the house needs to be completely demolished or given to someone back to
Just
the
give it
crown.
away. Just take it
Yeah,
away.
give exactly. But that's not happening.
No.
And wasn't there an embargo?
Yeah, there was an embargo. The press knew about it, Pat.
Right. Right. So it's I just can't wait for William to be the king, because right now what we see is not true leadership. And
Oh
I
God,
get
no. Oh
and I
God.
get and you know what, I'm so fed up with leadership. People who call themselves leaders. And I take this to a personal level for me right now, Paula,
Yes, you do.
because of people that have said things to me around the support of my nonprofit that don't follow through, and you call yourself a leader. It's like they
Oh yeah.
almost they almost want to just say they have the right to be attached to something without really doing the work or really being committed to the mission. And I'm done with people like that. I'm done with people who think that they could just say they want to do something and they really don't do it. They make you think they're going to, and they don't.
They
And I
just
think
use you. They just
they
use
just
you.
use you. They just use you.
Yeah.
And but yet I have to uphold my standards. I have to be the one that is committed to these practices that adhere to transparency and checks and balances, which is what you should do. But well, if I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, why can I not expect people to be there to be leaders when they say they're going to be?
Absolutely, Pat. And you
You
know what's
know?
the problem of it all? Is that it prevented you from hiring or being with somebody who would actually do the work.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
You know what I
just
mean?
I'm just disappointed by people a lot of times in these positions. Like I just look at you and I just like this morning I was at a grant reading thing and I just, because I never so this is the thing. I applied for a grant with this company, right? This organization. So I
Hmm.
thought, well, let me go be a reader just to read the grants of the people that are getting these grants. And I gave everybody a high score. And I just looked at all the people at the table and all their conjecture around everything. And I just like, I'm just not impressed with you people. I'm not. You don't know true hard work. You don't know what people are going through trying to run these organizations, but you put in all this blah, 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 blah with this back and forth. And I'm just becoming desensitized to a lot of things
To BS.
because, yeah,
Yeah, but you see, this is the thing, Pat, and you're in your charity, you're living it right now. And
absolutely.
probably but for example, you were not going to allow this person to continue calling herself or himself chairman of the board of your charity, right?
Right, right.
Would you?
No, I surely would not.
Why? And why would that be,
Because
Pat?
they're not stepping up and doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing
Right?
that we're having with the royal family. People don't understand that you can still be a member of the royal family because they're related to the king. It doesn't mean that you need to have a title. They still haven't removed him from the royal website. He's still in the line of succession. He's still counselor of state.
Yeah.
Um, he still has all the royal titles. And listen to what this lady has to say, Pat. I don't know if you've
Mm,
seen this. I thought I'd show it to you because this
mm-hmm.
is very, very damning. Okay.
Okay.
This is the lady who published the email.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go for it.
The reason that he went down, there were phone calls from the palace to my papers. They wanted to ask if Daphne has more, which we do have more, and you'll see it. And they just said already yesterday that all option will be taken. So it wasn't a surprise for us. There's a reason that Andrew and Sarah lost everything because they brought it on themselves. They lied to the public. Why?
What can we expect, Daphne? Can you give us an idea of what more might come out? How damaging will it be for both of them?
We never say what's coming. When after Fergie, everybody thought, are we going to unearth more Fergie emails? They are, but we actually unearth Andrew. We never say what's coming next. There are things coming next and not what people think. But I have to tell you, I am sharing with you that there was a volume of emails between them. There were not one or two or three. There were volumes of emails between them. It was a very hectic traffic there. And the relationship was much more tight. So again, it's a very sad day. I would think with people with such background and entitlement, you would just think that they would not lie to the public. And I'm talking about her giving an interview to the Evening Standard front page, and him looking at BBC cameras, and they both say we cut any contacts with him. I frankly cannot understand that. As my friend Susan Zerinsky from CBS, which is my collaborator, of course, in many specials, says to me always, Daphne, when you send an email or send a text, it can be tomorrow the front page of a paper. And here we go.
Yeah, he gives up nothing. I don't know. I'm just so
But what do you make
disappointed.
of this? I mean, never mind Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see this for the royal family, for the monarchy, Pat?
I just think it fuels people who are anti-monarchist, right? Because they're not really seeing real change. But it is interesting that she says that more is coming. Like there are things
Oh, more is coming.
that is very Very intriguing to me. I hadn't seen this interview. This.
I'll send it to you, sweetie, okay?
Yes, yes, I hadn't seen
There's a
that.
plethora of emails that they have and videos and all kinds of things,
Mm-hmm.
and it does not bode well for the royal family. And from what I understand, Beatrice and Eugenie are deeply embedded in this because they have also exploited
Wow.
their parents, what you might call it, contacts for their own benefit. It does not
Mm.
bode well, Pat.
Wow. Okay. So how will that affect them? Like, I wonder what will happen to
Well,
Eugenie and Beatrice.
well, nothing has happened to Andrew, has it? Not really, realistically speaking.
It implies, it gives the illusion that something has happened to him. He's given, like, you see how they wrote, he's given up his title.
But I really do believe that this is the media in coordination with Buckingham Palace.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
now that people actually have read, when it first came out, everybody's like, I went and I read it. And I'm like, because what's important in everything that's written is what's written, but especially what's not written.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when he said, and it's so funny, Pat, because I went to Wikipedia, and in Wikipedia said that first that he was not going to use his prince titles or anything like that, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then I posted it on X. Within an hour, it was changed on Wikipedia.
Really?
Oh yeah, I took a picture and everything. Like within an hour, I said, "Can somebody please verify this?" Right? Because Wikipedia said that. I posted it, and it said that that's what it said in Wikipedia to begin with, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they changed it within an hour. I took a screenshot, and I'm like, "Shit, I should have taken a screenshot of this,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I didn't. So it's very interesting. So let's go listen to this doctor. She has a PhD. She's a holistic doctor. She's a public figure. And let's not forget that Meghan Markle had a holistic doctor for her
Mm.
birth, right?
Mm-hmm.
People
Mm-hmm.
tend to dismiss holistic medicine when that's what it is, a big business in the United Kingdom and worldwide.
Yeah, it
So
is.
let's get down to business with this lady here. Opposite. Sorry. Here.
Maybe a dozen people actually know. That's going to come out very soon. Okay. Meghan Markle, the reason why you watch her interviews and she just seems off, she's owned by a pharmaceutical company. The two children that she had, they're not hers. She didn't have them with Harry. And how her and Harry met is that she's a prostitute.
Smack my butt.
Okay, so let's get some context here. Who is this lady?
Her name is Dr. Leticia Pertova. She has a PhD in holistic medicine. She is like proper, like like properly, like a proper doctor, Pat. Like, remember the lady that
Okay,
Meghan
so
Markle
okay.
said she had for her birth, for Archie's birth in
Mm-hmm.
London? That she
Yeah.
had this holistic doctor. They actually have a clinic, and these doctors are also, if they register in advance with the hospital where she's supposed to be giving birth, they can be present at birth and assist. Some people even just have them.
Okay,
So
so she's just a lady that knows. She's like the kind of doctor that Meghan had for her children.
yeah, and also she knows Meghan, and she has been in that kind of environment for quite some time.
So, wait a minute, she knows Meghan. Like, in what context does she know Meghan?
Um, I can't really get into it because I would betray. I'll have to tell you afterwards. But she does know Meghan. She knows, and she moves around that Soho House environment. A lot of her
Okay.
clients are very wealthy Montecito moms. She moves in very wealthy environments,
Okay.
like
So,
Ninaki Pretty, for example.
Okay. So she knows that Meghan did not give birth. Were they Meghan's eggs?
Well, she doesn't say much. It just says that, and
She did not give birth, she's saying.
she did not give birth, and Meghan is owned by pharmaceutical companies. And this is really interesting because during the Oprah interview, all the commercials were medical.
Yes. Yes, they were.
There you go, smack my
Oh
butt.
my goodness.
Yes.
I remember that. I remember that. Shut your mouth, Paula M.
I'm telling you, Pat. I'm telling you.
Girlfriend.
I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this lady has sparked my interest. Okay, so let's talk about what we do know around the hair loss medicine or stuff that Harry has been using that's causing impotence. I'm doing a video about it. So look.
I have it. This is the doctor, Pat, just in case
Okay.
you want it. That's Dr. Leticia Pestova. Okay, she
Okay.
has a PhD, doctorate in holistic medicine, certified neuro-linguistic practitioner. She's
Okay.
real thing, like she does all these things. And let me show you this African DNA. She talks about a lot, and she's actually well informed how we have, like, it's ingrained in our DNA and stuff like that. She's she's highly educated woman.
Okay.
Look at this.
African bloodlines did not begin with suffering, they began with sovereignty. Africans carry the primordial Edenic codes, the original resonance of Earth in her untampered form. And this isn't just spiritual, it's energetic biology. These codes are embedded in the mitochondrial DNA, in the melanin, in the soul memory of Earth's first divine experiment in physical form. Your frequency potential is not just higher, it's wider. And it's not about being higher on a ladder, but having access to the full keyboard of creation. Frequencies of light, sound, magnetism, and even pre-verbal communication are all in.
I mean, she's not stupid. You know what I mean?
She's not. Now somebody's seeing that lady doctors, her lips look like AI.
Oh God, no.
Can we look at that again? God, I got one of these things. You know how you get those little things from your plants?
Yeah.
I hate those little things.
No, she has these dinners. She just had a dinner. She does these things, like
You must give yourself permission to experience your emotions. You take on a relationship not because you are ready, but because in your loneliness you have to have somebody beside you. Money becomes the funding of your prison, and your relationships become the death of your potential. Now you start working harder and harder every day to be the character that you truly are not. It's an act. You suppressed your very soul, and now you are a method actor.
I mean, you can even see the rings. If you look at her eyes, you can see the rings of the camera. Of the light camera.
Let's just replay what she said about Meghan again. I just want to see it again.
Of course, sweetie. Of course. Yeah. I'm gonna go down here because it's here. And the thing is that she posted it quite a few weeks ago, 11 weeks ago. Almost 12 weeks ago. She's a very prominent figure, public figure, and she hasn't been sued.
So you tell me to tell you something that maybe a dozen people actually know that's going to come out very soon. Okay. Meghan Markle, the reason why you watch her interviews and she just seems off, she's owned by a pharmaceutical company. The 2 children that she had, they're not hers. She didn't have them with Harry. And how her and Harry met is that she's a prostitute.
Okay, so let me just say something about what makes sense to me, like I said in our live last time. You look at the fact that this story has come out about Harry taking this medicine for hair loss that he's been taking for over a decade. And it causes problems with impotence and I believe low sperm, if I'm not mistaken. Like it has side effects. So it would almost seem like they would have to have science be involved to create a pregnancy, especially for Meghan being an older woman and then giving birth right after a miscarriage. Like there's so many things that can prohibit you from having a child or giving you that flow of pregnancy, like right in such a timely space, that you would almost have to have some kind of intervention. It makes sense that there would have been something in play to help bring about these children, because it's not so easy for someone like Meghan, I believe, with her history, to be able to give birth to children the way she did. Because for me and for a lot of other women, I know we don't have like 100% proof, but isn't there just something that just did not feel right about her being pregnant?
Of course not, Pat. Never mind the moving bump. This woman would have been showcasing this. We would not hear the end of Meghan. Do you know how Meghan Markle talks about everything? She endlessly. I mean, this woman has verbal diarrhea. Yet she doesn't give
Yes.
any little nuggets of when she was pregnant and she was eating this and I mean, we would have never heard the end of it.
Right. And we didn't really see any good photos of her and her bare belly. We had the one in the vision board, but that had shadows and things on it that did not give you a clear picture of her and her belly. You would think someone like her would do like almost a Demi Moore kind of a thing where, you create some pretty art with your natural pregnancy and your bare belly and your holistic, if she's all this holistic, like holistically, showing yourself and your bare bump. And there's just things that felt covered up. It had a sense of not full transparency around something that should be so beautiful, so transparent that you would think Meghan would want to share, but she didn't. That's what seems quite odd to me.
And there are no stories of her. Like, she would have had like an everyday thing. Oh my God, and today I ate this and that. She would have had like a range of motherhood thing. She's
Yeah.
keeping mom. This is what I said in my video yesterday. She's keeping mom. Have you
Yes.
noticed that we know a lot from Harry, what he narrated in his thing? But Meghan Markle has kept really mum about her pregnancy time.
Yeah, and why do things look so fake? Why did that pregnancy dancing, the hoochie mama dance, look so
Well, the
incredibly
hospital told me
fake?
the hospital told me it was done this year, and it was done at least around 15 or 16 days prior to them releasing it. It was a shock to the hospital, and the hospital received a lot of the parents around that time that went, because Meghan claimed that it was during the height of COVID in Santa Barbara. Just the week where Meghan claims that the child was born, there were 17,000 cases that week alone in Santa Barbara. The Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital, I'll send you the links of all the videos they were posting, apologizing to parents, saying that they couldn't be all together because just to keep the staff safe and to keep the patients safe, they even had tents outside for mothers, like, because they didn't want them inside the hospital, because the air conditioning is central. It doesn't stop. You don't have clean rooms. So the air goes through the entire hospital. This is why they had to wear the mask inside the hospital rooms. So people were writing angrily to the hospital saying, wait a minute, how can you allow that? You endangered me by having these people, and there were at least 3 people, because we know that Meghan Markle is looking at somebody else inside the room.
Yeah.
And nobody picked up the fact that it was COVID, at the height of COVID.
At the height of COVID. Yeah. Yeah, it's just very suspect. So she said more is going to come out. What do you think that's like? What do you think that is?
Which one, Andrew or Meghan?
No, that lady, she said it's going to be revealed or something. Did she say that?
Yeah. Well, she is going to come out. Absolutely. But can you imagine Harry, and this is really horrible that Meghan put this out, saying, because this is Meghan, Pat. Okay, there's only one person who would know that you're taking this specific cocktail, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It has to be her, because you're naming 2 medications for that, and you're not just saying stuff that don't even sound legit. Like, yeah, it looked like he trying to do something to cover up that bald head of his. So, yeah.
But Pat, he could do hair transplant. Elton John did it. Elton John was bald as hell.
Yeah.
You could do that. You don't need to take any medication. But let me read this, Pat, because I can't get through it without laughing. I can just see Meghan Markle having this put out. Harry's thinning hair has long been a source of insecurity. Once known for his full flame color locks, the Duke has been noticeably balding for more than a decade. This is such a nasty low blow, In recent years, he's said to have turned to pharmaceutical treatments to hold on to what remains. Both finasteride and minoxidil are commonly prescribed to combat male pattern baldness, but carry risks of headache, mood changes, and sexual.
Oh my goodness. There's only two people would know what was going on in the bedroom, okay? In the bedroom. And yeah, I don't know that anyone would just say that unless they were in the bedroom.
This is not something that Harry would boast about to his mates.
No, absolutely not. But a woman who wasn't getting a little bit of something, she probably would say something like, okay, there's some dysfunction going on. I'm not happy about it.
Or she wants to set the grounds for divorce and say, you know what? He much rather, he's so vain, he prefers his fading hair to us, even his own kids.
Yes, yes, yes.
But listen to this point, but I couldn't even get through that. Friends, that also known as Meghan Markle, because what friends are going to know this information, Pat?
Right,
Do
exactly.
you think that if your husband was going through that, he would be telling his mates, hey, do you know that I'm taking this and I can't get it up?
Right, right.
That could happen. You know, friends say there's been little intimacy between him and Meghan for a long time, since the birth of their second child. Listen how this is worded, Pat. It's not since Meghan Markle gave birth to their second child. You see how it's phrased?
Okay. Say it one more time.
Look how this is phrased. Since the birth of their second child. It's not like since Meghan gave birth to their second child.
Oh, yeah. Since there was a birth. Very ominous, like since there was a birth of a
Remember,
child.
we have to put, it's important what is said, but what is not said.
Not said. That's
Because the
right.
most normal thing to do would be since Meghan gave birth to the second child. That's
Since
how we
Meghan-
phrase it, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's very interesting. Yeah.
Right, Pat?
And isn't it similar to what happened to Harry and Diana, or Harry with Princess Diana, that Charles and Diana were less together
Yes.
intimately since
After the
the
birth
birth of
of the
Harry?
second child.
Yeah,
Isn't
the
that
second
so
child.
similar to the Diana life?
That's true. It's very similar.
Yeah. They live more like colleagues or co-parents than a couple. Whatever happened to the fox?
Right. Yes.
My husband is a fox.
Yes.
That
He's a
man loves me so much. I mean,
so
whoever.
much.
Yeah, this is Meghan Markle. This is the real Meghan Markle. He's joked about not wanting to go bald like William, but now the joke's on him. That is
Yeah.
so nasty.
Yeah. This is just something that is a precursor to of a marriage that is imploding. Like you would think that it would come to this level. It would get to this. That is what usually happens in marriages that are on the decline. That's one of the first thing that goes, right? It's not something that keeps you together. It's something that is no longer part of the union.
No.
And Harry is really trying to go back. Now I know that there were stories about Harry and another woman. I don't know how true they are,
Yeah.
but that's something I think you've talked about.
Yes, also NT confirmed that he was dating this girl in California, but now he's in New York. He's with another person.
Yeah. So it would make sense that Harry would probably, because doesn't he just look miserable? When
I
you
mean,
see him
yeah.
now,
Yeah. And I think also Meghan Markle is really hitting below the belt here because, like she's making the case because I don't think she wants to come to terms with the fact that Harry no longer finds her attractive, because that is a blow to her narcissism. There is no universe in which Meghan Markle is not attractive to men. After all, she's used to dumping and ghosting people.
right? That's what she does. Yep.
So for her to suddenly be dumped, or that Harry doesn't find her attractive, no, it's not her. It's him. It's the hormones. It's the drugs that he's taking that, don't want to, it's his vanity. He prefers to risk, poor Meghan Markle. And also, I think she's setting it up for her cheating.
Interesting. And isn't it interesting about the story that came out about Harry and Meghan being in um, New York for the Humanitarian of the Year award, and how um, there was a story that came out that said that Harry was not happy with all the scrutiny of Meghan around that riot in Paris, which doesn't sound like, that sounds
That's
like
Megan.
Megan again. Like, haven't you noticed there's been a lot of contradictory narratives to stories that are being put out there?
Yeah, that's
That,
Megan who's doing that.
I mean, it points to interference in the news that's coming out now to fit Megan's narrative. It
Yeah.
absolutely has to be her.
Well, Harry went to dinner on his own on Saturday, and Megan went to dinner with Serena Williams' agent on a Saturday night in New York. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that you do for lunchtime if you're meeting an agent, but why go separately on a Saturday night? And he looked pretty happy going out on his own on a Saturday night.
Yeah, he was very happy. I think they just are playing to the cameras right now. This
Yeah.
relationship is trying to stay alive in theory and paper and news, but not in reality. It's no longer, I think, what it used to be.
And before we go, Pat, what do you
Mm-hmm.
make then to wrap it up?
Mm-hmm.
What are your teachable moments for the monarchy? Do you think that they should have taken a proper stance, and that the people now are turning, and now the people actually have read the statement, and the jubilation of that first when it came out, he's not going to have, because this is what the mainstream media put out. He
Yeah.
relinquished the thing. Now that people know he didn't relinquish anything, he's still in the line of succession. He's still counselor of state. He's still on the royal website. They should have at least
Right.
removed him
Right.
from the royal website. He's still in the 30 bedroom lodge. And just so you know, when he rammed his Range Rover against the gates of Windsor Castle, that he destroyed them, and the taxpayer paid for that to the
Mm-hmm.
tune of over 80,000 pounds. That is called consider antisocial behavior and destruction of property. And those are grounds to have him evicted from Royal Lodge.
Mm. I think it undermines the monarchy and the crown, for that matter, when you don't uphold a much more stricter view of the things that are so precious. I think it makes it a complete joke. It doesn't hold weight to the value when you don't make any consequences. It's like it's just, rewording of something to make it look like something that's lost when it really isn't. And to me, especially someone that's learning a lot about the monarchy and really not in that, government of where these are issued, I feel like I'm not really as respectful to it, because like you're not really making real consequences to what this man has done to really make him pay the price for what happened. Why is he still on that website? Why has there not been an announcement about what his new, like how he will now be seen going forward? And why is it still not given back to the crown? You don't really, because when you think deep about these things and you look, you have very critical eye toward it, you really start to see nothing really concrete has really happened. But what he did was very egregious and wrong, and the lies, the deception behind that, like there was no punishment. It's disappointing.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
what about the doctor with Megan? Because she hasn't been sued. This is, and
Yeah.
she's very public, and we know that the Sussexes like to sue.
Mm-hmm. I think it speaks volumes to what we all know. And what is in the dark will eventually come to the light.
Amen,
And
sister.
and Meghan is going to find, and for Harry, that for that matter, the breakup of this marriage is going to expose a lot more than their loss of love for each other. It's going to expose the deception of these children that were brought into this union.
Yeah.
And I think that has to come sooner rather than later, because
Because I have
yeah.
a feeling that unlike Fergie, Megan is not going to shut up. this woman is gonna blah blah blah.
Oh yeah,
We just
because
started
look,
with that little bald and impotent thing, with him not
yes, she's gonna
with
suck it
sexual.
all up.
We already have sexual dysfunction already, and they're still in love, very much in love, And
Oh
I'm like, good
wow.
Lord. And before we go, Meghan Markle was 2 weeks away from her kids because that is BS. That she flew one day. She landed in Los Angeles, and within 4 or 5 hours, she took another plane to go to New York.
That is a bunch of malarkey.
That is,
She did not do
clearly.
that. Yeah,
No,
that's
she
that's
doesn't.
that
You
that's a
just don't
lot.
have enough hours by the time. And also, she would have landed in LA, California, and then she has to drive like 2.5 hours to Montecito, and she arrived late at night, and then for the next day, she would have had to be. She was early in New York. I think that the flight from California to New York is like 4.5 hours.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's not enough time in the day to do that. And then so this woman hasn't seen the kids for 2 weeks. She goes back on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday night she's with Emma Grede at
Mm-hmm.
that really dinner, which is really funny. There's so many funny moments in that thing. And then so that means that she landed on Tuesday night because of her little video that she posted. We know she landed at night in California.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's driven to Montecito. And then from Montecito, she goes the next day to Los Angeles. Montecito, and very good, no traffic, is 2.5 hours from Montecito. And then, of course, she has to get ready. She has to get dressed, and she has to. So basically, she was with the kids for less than half a day. And then she took off again and slept in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just not even realistic to believe that she did all that. And if she did, that's not very, what do you call it, with what Harry is doing and sustainable. The carbon emissions for that, like, you're not even aligned with what your husband is.
Oh, no, but Travelers has just been nominated for Award of Environment of the Year.
Oh yeah, and the woman who's married to the man that founded it goes to see kids for a day. Really, you did that? You should have taken your children with you.
They have nannies.
That's just stupid.
Like I don't believe any of that. But if she is nominated for Mother of the Year, I swear to God, Pat, I will fly to wherever she is, and I'm going to boo her ass. Because
Yeah, we got to. It warrants it at this
I
point.
mean that her
girl.
podcast won this award for.
We gotta
I
go.
mean-
We gotta go. We gotta go express our.
Oh, I will
blues.
have those big speakers. And
Yeah,
say,
we gotta have a
"Boo, man,
horn,
boo."
girl. We gotta let it out because this is too much on me right now to
Oh my
keep
God.
inside
Oh
with
my
this
God!
nonsense.
And she's looking, and she's wearing that suit like it's Miami Vice, Don Johnson.
With the
It's like,
sleeves
oh
all
my
rolled
God!
up. Ah,
But you know why she rolled up the sleeves?
why?
Because the suit is 2 sizes too big.
It's too
So-
big on her. It looks like a freaking
Yes.
dress.
And then did you ever see? I'm sure you know this. What was the name of that little boy? This is an old school, guys. Please help me. He had that little hair that was sticking out, and he had freckles. What was his
Oh,
name? You know which one I'm talking? And he had these shorts that were all the way up here.
Dennis the Menace? No.
No. He had black hair, really straight, but he used to have this
Oh, on the Little Rascals.
Little Rascals. Yes, remember? Alfalfa. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
That's Meghan with the short, with the pants all the way up here.
So, this woman needs to hang it up. Meghan needs to go disappear for about 10 years. Because she's just, you're going to keep trying, and it's just, you're a laughing stock. You are providing pure entertainment at this point for a comedy.
But immediately, Miami, immediately the soundtrack of Miami Vice playing in my head.
Right. Oh my goodness,
I was
girl.
like, oh my God. I was just like,
Just
please. So
hang
it's
it
terrible.
up. Hang it
It's
up.
terrible. So, I mean, we're going to
Okay.
please cover. What do you have? Do you have a video coming out later?
No, not today. I don't. I have too much going on today, but I will tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. And please, guys, go donate to Pidina's thing, to Pidina's charity. And if you
My
guys want to buy
charity.
tickets, please do. But please go donate to Pidina's charity. Unlike Meghan Markle, I don't understand why you don't. Why don't you grift U.S. aid? I don't get it.
No, what in
You
the
know
world is
why? I'm
wrong?
going to tell you why.
Why?
Because you asked for too little. If you
Yes.
ask for millions
Yes.
rather than 50,000, if you ask for millions,
then
I'm sure you would get it. If you asked for millions and didn't provide any tax returns, you would
yeah,
get the money.
and then yes, I need to grift is what I need to do to get
Yet, to
things.
this day, she still hasn't posted. Archwell has not posted
Nope, they haven't.
the 2023 nor the 2024 income tax return.
Wow, one more year and they'll lose their charity status. If you don't post for 3 years in a row, you lose your 501c3.
But you see, people are confused. Can you clarify that, Pat? Because people are confused that she posts this impact report that says
That's not the
990,
same. That comes from her office. You have to file a report with the IRS.
and it's the one that matters that's in the IRS website.
Exactly. Yes, your 990 is what it's called. The 990. They have not posted that.
What is it that it's called, Pat?
Your 990. That's your income tax return form. You can either
Oh, okay.
do, if you make less than 50,000 is a 990 EZ, it's like a postcard. But anything over
Uh-huh.
50,000 is like a regular long form 990 form that she has
Okay.
not posted. So, yeah.
And we're gonna leave with this because Lady Beckham just did this.
And I love her stockings.
Yes, it is pantyhoses since the 80s.
Yes, rock 'em, girlfriend. And check out her documentary if you have not. It is
That was
really
good.
good.
It
was
was good,
really
wasn't it?
good.
It was good,
Yes.
right? But
Very
look at her. What a
insightful.
clapback. White shirt, black stockings, or pantyhoses since the 80s. Oh my God. This is going to traumatize Meghan.
Yes. Yes.
Megan's
Rock
going to
it,
go
girl.
throw herself on the floor again. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Well, thank you
Yep.
very much,
All
guys. And,
right. Thanks,
we're going to see
everybody.
you. And please don't forget to go subscribe to Miss Pidina, the fabulous Miss Pidina. Let us know in your comments what you think of Andrew, if you think this is enough, and also about the doctor. And also, the thing about the doctor is that she's bold enough to come and say, you know what, this is it. She's not being sued.
Right. That's key. She's not being sued. Yep. And hi to Lizzie B. Bye, Lizzie B. She's saying bye to us. Okay.
But
Bye,
thank you guys.
everybody.
Thank you,
Take
Pidina.
care.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.
So here we go, guys. Please go subscribe to Pidina. If you have time, please buy a raffle ticket. It'll be much appreciated. And yes, let us know what you think. Always remember that it's lovely to have our people who come here and be treated with respect, and we can all agree to disagree in many things. But at the end of the day, we're all adults, and that's what makes it fun. And once again, I appreciate you being here. And remember that we have to always speak out. Always speak out. Don't give up. Don't give up. And don't be fooled by people. Don't be fooled by mainstream media. The doctor's name is Leticia Pestova. Guys, I left the link of her site on the pinned comment, and many of you did not expand the pinned comment. You have to expand the pinned comment underneath the video once I leave the live. But right now I'm going to put it here so you can go check it out. Okay, it's Dr. Leticia Pestova. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, and you have a wonderful Saturday. And go check out my video yesterday about Meghan Markle and the birth, because I give you some information about other than what the doctor is saying, because it's incredible. We're absolutely being gaslit like there's no tomorrow. And I mean, just the baptism picture, the metadata and the baptism picture for Archie, the picture was originally taken on May 8th, 2019, 2 days after the child was born. Yet they told us that the baptism was in July. The same picture that they posted was in July. So please go check out my latest video, and I will see you tomorrow when my new video comes out. Have a great, great Saturday, beautiful people. Please donate to Pidina's charity if you can. Thank you, guys.